I mean, I've listened to pretty much every single podcast which your brother's done, Andrew. Yeah. So I feel like I know what your upbringing was like because he's obviously described it so many times. Is there anything which you would want to touch upon that's different from his story? Because I imagine everything that he went through, you were going through as well, because you two have been so tight.
The only difference is, I guess it may have been slightly harder for him because he was the older brother. Mm-hmm. He didn't have an older brother to look up to. I did. In the same way, you know, with advice, with things in life, I've always had his back, especially since we've been adults. But as young kids, you know, I always had that older brother to look up to, which is why I actually spend a lot of my time, I was going to say waste a lot of my time, but I actually spend a lot of my time answering questions and talking to like young men who ask me for advice, because, you know, I was very lucky to have Andrew there. Mm. And a lot of people in this world are just growing up with no men to look up to. And I realized that, you know, myself and my brother and guys like you have become that figure that a lot of people on the internet look up to in an age where, you know, masculine men are few and far between. So I spend a lot of my time trying to speak to younger men and coach younger men. But yeah, my upbringing was exactly the same as Andrew, but slightly more difficult for him, I think.